My bad, I had to get that camera back on. So anyway, so we in there, we sit next to two other white women. They drinking wine. My dad peeped it.
Mm-hmm.
So we like, damn, they trying to film this movie for real. So they talking whatever, like a minute passed, and they lean over. One of them leaned over. She was sitting next to me. She leaned over. She said, "Hey, listen, please don't be alarmed if I grab your arm. You know, like I really don't do scary movies, but just don't be alarmed if I grab your arm, okay?" I said, "Miss, don't be alarmed if I grab yours." Like straight like that. And they start dying, like, oh my god. Oh my god. He's so beautiful chocolate man. Oh. So, not even 10, 15 seconds later, hey, would you guys like some wine? I'm like, Dad, would you like some wine? He was like, yes, I would. So we knocked back about 2 or 3 shots of wine with them. Bro, feeling good. Red wine too, dry. Feeling good in the movie, man. But as far as the movie go, the movie was actually pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, I think they did a good job trying to just like scrape everything after the original Halloween 1 and 2.
So like X everything.
Yeah,
out.
because they
starting over.
Yeah, because what they did was they basically got rid of everything after Halloween 2 and continued where they left off, where like Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, had got away from her, she went into hiding or whatever and shit like that. So they
so is this after? I know one of the Halloweens with Jamie Lee Curtis, she was like she was in the hospital.
All right, that's the second one.
So this is the new second one.
This is supposed to be the new third one.
So that's after hospital with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the first one she was babysitting.
Mm-hmm.
Second one pick up right after the first one. She in the hospital recovering. And
they thought she was crazy or something like that.
No. You thinking of Resurrection or Busta Rhymes? See what I'm saying? Bro, it's so many of them.
It's like Marvel and X-Men.
Bro, that's because Sony owned the whole X-Men.
Well, he was about to get lit though, because Marvel just got the rights.
They got the rights back.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
So I think
Did you see Venom?
Yeah, Venom was lit.
Word. Venom was lit. Hold on, wait, pause. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all are tuned into the Let's Be Honest podcast. Ooh. And I am your humble host, Big Bro Tone. And I'm sitting here with one of the dopest individuals I know, one of the most interesting people I know, one of the coolest people I know, one of the most fearless people I know, one of the most confident people I know. One of the only niggas I know that can pull off a grill. How you feeling, man? Bro, it's good to see you, bro.
King Breze in the building. How you doing?
Bro, how you been, man? Like, it's been a while since we like really like linked up and really sat down and had a conversation, bro. How you been?
I've been good, bro. I can't complain. Just trying to make it through life.
Solid.
This shit crazy. This
bro,
life shit.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, it seemed like just yesterday we was in high school, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. I be thinking about it.
I think so. I feel like yesterday when I was asleep, I went to sleep as a high schooler now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I woke up and did 4 years in college. Then had like 3 kids.
Fuck out of
Psych.
here. I was gonna say, fuck out of here, nigga.
If all the things in my life that I
you would not be dripping this hard if you had kids.
If all the things that I have like not accomplished, one of the things that I have accomplished is not being a teenage parent.
Bro.
I think I'm saying we out here we beat that statistic, bro.
Yo, it's so funny you say that. Like, I be seeing so many young bulls like just hitting so many bitches raw, bro. And
seeing so many young girls with these big bellies.
Yeah.
Shout out to the young moms.
Yeah. Now don't get it twisted. There's some of them that got it popping. You know what I mean? Like I know young moms that did their thing and weathered the storm. You know what I mean? But just as far as just trying to do things, I guess the right way or the way you really want to do it, I just couldn't be that dude, bro. I couldn't.
I don't even like sharing my food like that. You know when the babies be coming over, like. You know when you got like little baby cousins, right? You got food, right? And you sitting there, you think you about to enjoy that joint yourself.
Yeah.
Here come the little mouth just looking in your face, and it's your little cousin or brother, so you don't want to be an ass out here.
Right.
I mean, I'm probably not gonna give you a bite of the burger. Here, take a fry though. Take a French fry.
Yeah.
And then they come back for more, and then more.
Next time your fries go.
I know when I have like other people kids, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going like, how's your kid in front of you? But when I have my child, like. Little Marcus, go away. Like, go eat cat food or something. Like, get out of my face.
You wild, bro. He said cat food. Like, being honest, like, I'm not even thinking about kids, but I know if I do have one, like that shit gonna really change me, bro.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna really fuck my head up for the simple fact that I'm like, damn, like I made that nigga.
I was like, damn, I gotta grow up now. Like, I gotta start doing shit.
I think that's the biggest thing. You know, making that transition as far as like your mentality. It's like your mentality. People expect your mentality to change overnight, and that shit is really a process. And I'm not ready for that process, not just yet.
Hell no.
But the funny thing about it, people say you're never ready until it's here. I'm like, well, maybe it might not ever get here, bitch. So
if I ain't ready, that baby come out, we pushing that baby right back where it came from. I don't know how we gonna make that work, but look. Speaking of babies, yo, glory be to God. I just found out. So I was in a situation for like the last, when was 8th grade? It was all like
8th grade was like 09.
09. What is it? About to be 2019.
It's about to be 2 years.
So there for like the last decade, I was in a situation where basically my life had two options, right?
Okay.
Either at this point I got a son, or the girl who I think has fathered or has mothered my child cheated on me at that time.
Oh, you thought you had something on the way?
I thought I had something that's been on the way for like 10 years.
You gotta break that down for me, bro.
Alright, so like 8th grade, right? Me and this girl, very lovely girl, sweetheart. That's my fucking baby.
Power to the black woman.
Oh, it was a Mexican, by the way.
Oh, power to the Mexican woman. Power to the Latinas, the Hispanias.
We love y'all. But so 8th grade, right? So we did it.
Black and
We did
brown
the nasty.
babies.
We did the nasty, and that was my unofficial losing my virginity. You know.
Unofficial.
Yeah, cause I lost my virginity at 7.
Okay.
That was the official time, but you know, that's just a weird story, you know, unless you got time to explain it. So I usually tell people, you know, when I was 13.
Okay.
So my unofficial time. So we did it right, and you know, what's a condom? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you know, jump to like 2 weeks later, and this is like right. You know, this is around the time they just start giving sex ed. I think they just started giving sex ed, you know, to students when they was
you're absolutely right. I didn't start getting sex ed until about 7th, 8th grade, yeah.
Yeah, so like, you know, we wasn't really paying attention. We just thought, oh, look, a penis on the screen. Oh, look, a vagina. You know what I'm saying? It's fun to say it, vagina. So I didn't really pay attention. So, you know, like 2 weeks later after we did it, she came to me like, did you know what I'm saying, inside of me? And I'm like, no, I pulled out and it landed on your shirt accidentally. She's like, oh, okay, because I missed my period. I'm like, well, fucking find it. I don't, you know what I mean? I didn't know.
Yo.
I didn't know what that meant back then.
Right.
Like, you know, well, you misplaced it.
Right.
Just go, you know, unmiss it. So, you know, time goes by, and this is when we all in 8th grade.
Right.
Remember Zani?
Zani, yeah.
So we all went to the same middle school. So Zani's telling me, so like, yeah, so and so just had the baby.
I think Zani got like her PhD or her master's right now.
Yeah, Zani was like always smart. Like,
yeah. Shout out to Zani, yo. Another black woman that
Miss Carpenter, like she probably president now. She like the female Barack Obama.
No, right. Go ahead.
So like Zani telling me like, yeah, so I heard so and so had the baby. I'm like, oh. Okay. So, a year later, I'm on the phone with so-and-so. We didn't talk in a while. So I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations, you got a kid and all. By the way, I'm curious about something. Is that my kid? You know what I'm saying? So she like, no, because she was telling me, we was on the phone and she was telling me how her kid was, he kept biting people's toes. And then he also just kept eating cat food. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow.
Oh, was that where that cat food reference came from earlier?
Maybe. I'm like, wow, you know, when I was a kid, my mom said I had like a fixation for people's toes, and I also used to eat cat food a lot. I used to try to eat cat food. So I'm like, you know, you know, what if that was my kid? You know what I'm saying? She was like, I don't know, maybe. And then when she said maybe, now mind you, we in high school. Yeah. We don't know high school or want a kid. So as soon as she said maybe, I was like, huh? Oh my.
I gotta go.
Mom, I was in the crib by myself. Yes, man, I gotta go. Bang. So, you know, that was into that. And, you know, as time just went by, you know, I started to get a little older. learning what it means to miss a period. And then I'm looking at the timeline. You know, if it was that 9-month process, then the baby would have been born in February. But the baby was born in December.
So it couldn't be you.
It was 2 months premature. So I'm like, Jesus. So this year, I finally asked her, because, you know, I'm just, like, the kid is kind of older now. I think he's like 10. I think he's like 10 years old. And I'm just, like, looking at pictures of him. I'm like, well, I know if I had a kid with a light-skinned individual, that baby's probably going to come out brown. But look at Michael Jackson. He got these white-ass babies. You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole other conversation.
If that is, and I'm kind of starting to think that's these kids, but I'm like, if that is my baby, you know what I'm saying, the hair got to be some type of curly, or the skin got to be, you got to have some brown in them. I ain't seen none of that. I mean, but nose, you know what I'm saying, because we got big noses, you know what I'm saying. Right. So I'm looking, I'm like, that nose, don't look like no Mexican nose, you know what I'm saying. Then the eyes and the cheekbones, I'm like, and I was high at the time too. So I'm looking at these pictures, I'm kind of panicking. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta ask her. So I asked her, and she said no. I don't got nothing to worry about. But bitch, that means you cheated on me.
Being totally honest with you.
That just means you cheated on me.
But being totally honest, the moment I got that, oh, you ain't got no.
It's lit. But it would have been, I'd have been cool with it. You know why? Because I always wanted a son that could have been born at age 4. So I didn't have to deal with the changing Pampers and the crying and the staying up late.
Wait.
So I'm like,
he said, I always wanted a son that was born.
So I got a son that was like, art, you know, I'm just finding out, yeah, I got a kid, and this kid is just 10.
Skip the infancy days.
You know what I'm saying? Skip all the bullshit. I've been cool. You know what I'm saying? I bring the kid to me. I'll watch him for the next 10 years. Like, he already, I mean, the next 3 years he can watch himself. I'm cool.
That's why I don't watch my little cousins and nephews now, because they still too young. They still pissing on themselves. I ain't got time for that.
No, I mean, you was
it's cool, all good.
Alright,
it's all good.
But if, like, I don't want to deal with nobody's puberty. I barely be trying to deal with my puberty. I don't even like to wipe my own ass. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a little invasive. You know what I'm saying? That thing, nah.
Yo, you know what's so funny about this whole story? Nigga, you ain't changed, bro.
Probably not.
Yo, it's so funny. Like, your storytelling is A1 for the simple fact that you don't leave out a detail.
I think it's because I go on tangents.
And it's not even just that. It's colorful as fuck.
Think so?
Like if you tell a story and if the stories became colors and pictures, bro, it'd be a trippy ass image.
Yo, speaking of colors and image and trippy, before I came here,
right,
had to go. Let me see.
Lucy in the Sky.
Yeah.
So
we can talk about. We just going to be a little cryptic, but
yeah.
But you know,
Lucy in the Sky Diamonds.
Lucy in the Sky Diamonds, just rainbows. I found a nice little package deal on an assortment of rainbows, and by the way, this summer I just found out about rainbows. You know what I mean?
Right.
I usually try to stick to my friend Mary, because she's a beautiful person and she keeps me at bay. She keeps me so creative.
You can never go wrong with
you can never go wrong
Miss Jane. You can never go wrong with Miss Jane.
But when I found
once you start fucking with rainbows, you got to make sure you know how to ride them motherfuckers.
I found out about Lucy. I was like, whoa, this is a new type of lady.
Right.
But yeah, and also, you know, when you can get this lady at a nice little package deal, right, it also makes to distribute her amongst everyone else good for yourself, because she can. I'm trying to so hard not to like
sharing is caring.
I'm trying hard not to be on the surface. All right. Anyway, next topic before I go to jail. Speaking of jail,
well,
yo.
First of all, one of the things I want to say to you, bro, is I want to definitely thank you for being here, bro.
Thank you for inviting me, bro. I'm so honored. You sent me the mouth. Like,
I really, you know, this is like my baby right here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really trying to nurture this whole podcast thing.
Yo, like,
you know, this. What?
This is lit, by the way. Like, you really been doing your thing.
Thanks, bro. I'm trying. Like, I'm trying to just, you know, grow and just, you know, pick up jewels from, because I watch a lot of podcasts. You know, I keep up with a lot of different things, and I'm trying to always, you know, just do different things.
Yeah, try curves and make new curves.
Just try, just mix it up a little bit. Cause I never did a set list before, so I was like,
this is lit. Like,
let me try something real quick. So I just throwing a bunch of my stuff I got around, man, like stuff like that.
You did this for me. I'm like, I like Marvel.
And I'm like, I mean, granted, I do know we got an affinity for comics, stuff like that. But nonetheless, I'm really trying to, build this thing and see where it goes. I'm really about that slow grind. Like, I'm not trying to go 0 to 100. I went to the J. Cole concert October 6th. That's long ago.
Yeah, I was there.
And that joint was amazing, bro. One of the things he said was, you got so many people that got that microwave success, go 0 to 100 real quick, but going that fast is real easy to lose sight of the process and lose yourself in the process, and you don't really appreciate that shit, and then you have a real fast fall. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I want to build my success organically. You know what I mean?
You get to see everything piece by piece along the way.
You appreciate everything,
it more, right?
You appreciate it more.
It's like, and I remember that. I don't even know if you remember the conversation that we had at your graduation party.
I was pretty drunk, but once you remind me, it'll probably come back.
This is I think this is after. Also, for anyone who don't know, at his party, his folks basically got him a whole, they got Nick Cannon. And they got the whole entire drum line set. It was a bunch of red dudes with drums, and they came with a car. Like this man only got a car, but he got a whole drum squad. Like,
yo, I had no idea that was in the works. My mom totally went above and beyond.
That was lit.
You know what I mean? Like,
and the drinks was lit too. The drinks was lit.
It
was like a whole setup at the park. Like, it was like
it was a setup, bro.
Trunk party, graduation party, Wonderland. Can I move into your neighborhood?
Listen,
how old you got to be to get adopted,
bro? Being honest, I'm trying to set my own thing up. Like, I live here with my pop. I'm trying to get my own thing set up, man. Like, but nonetheless, like, they definitely looked out for me, man. Like, and I'm just trying to grow piece by piece, man.
Bro, piece by piece. This should definitely grow. And this is like tumor. This is beyond growth. Like, the growth is already there and it's settling in.
Yeah.
And the cells are building.
I appreciate that, bro. I really do.
It's a tumor. It's a lit tumor.
I appreciate that, bro. So you said you still at Lockhaven or you finished at Lockhaven?
I am finished up at Lockhaven. I'm actually going back there this weekend because my team, PCE, shout out squad, we throwing a party up there.
Word.
We threw 3 parties up there so far. The first 2 successful. The third one, successful, depends on how you measure success. But this is our 4th event. This is actually, I didn't even contemplate the fact that this is our 4th event up there. And the group has been established for
PCE, what does that stand for?
Paper Chasing Entertainment.
Okay.
We are, right now we still, I guess on the outside it kind of looks like we established, but in my opinion, I feel like we still, like you said, we going through the experience. You know what I mean? Building up from the ground up and establishing everything. And it's like my Avengers team, bro. This is like my Avengers team.
That's what it's supposed to be like. You're supposed to feel that way.
Everybody got a superpower. You know what I'm saying? We got this group of rappers. We got this group of people that do the marketing. We got this group of people that do the branding. We got a person that do public relations. I mean, everybody got their own superpower.
Everybody brings something to the table.
And at the same time, everybody can also cross, into different areas.
Yeah.
So, the rapper is not, they don't just rap, but they also communicate. They also do some marketing here, social media.
Okay.
People doing social media, they're also working on the branding, you know what I'm saying, getting the shirts together. The person working on the shirts, they also, so it's like, it's lit, and I really see a lot of potential in this team.
You still making music?
Yeah.
I know I've been seeing you in the studio here and there on your story and stuff, but you be keeping it under wraps, it seems like.
I be posting shit.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as shit. I post little snippets.
You do that. You post little snippets, you repost stuff, you put stuff in your social. As far as I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm a project guy, so I'm always looking for that, maybe an EP or that six track project or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm trying to tell people that's how you really, I guess you develop a landmark or a bench or a checkpoint for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this project came out. All right, I take it to the next level.
Right.
What did I do on this project? How can I move forward?
Because while I was I kept doing singles and just kept dropping singles. First, everything I have done already that I put out, I'm pretty sure, and if not, should be, but everything should be retracted because I'm at the point where all my old stuff, I don't even think I sound the same anymore with my music.
Okay.
And right now, I do have 2 tapes coming next year.
Word.
I don't know if I'm gonna leave album or EP, but either way, it's gonna be one of those, either album or EP. I just haven't decided on the what do you call it, like.
I just go by project. I just call them project these
I'm
days.
just gonna call it a project.
Yeah.
But also I got something coming in the way. I got another project that I'm working on with somebody in my group as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna take the most time because that's like a 14-track project.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Mine's at most is right. At most it's gonna be 10.
Yeah, because I was actually going to ask you. It's funny you said that. I was going to ask you, like how long you trying to go, because these days the attention span is short as fuck.
Hell yeah.
So it's like I'm starting to realize that, you know, artists that drop these 20, 25 track albums or 18 track albums, like that's strictly for a bag. That's streaming. That's for streaming. That's the era we're in. But if you're really trying to build like a quality project, in my opinion, I feel like you got to go short and sweet, so you can focus more.
Get that substance in there. Because the more stuff just expands, like it either loses substance or you gotta really, really pack some substance in there. And it's like, you know, like it's like the Marvel movies, right? You know, from Iron Man all the way to Infinity War, it all connects. It's all like one project in a sense. It all has substance.
Yeah.
Now, imagine that stuff expanding. Imagine the universe getting bigger, going from Iron Man all the way to like the next 5 years. They're gonna have an issue of how do we make this stuff connect? Well, if they planned it out from years long, it's like how do you make this stuff connect? You know what I mean?
Right. I'm listening, bro. I got food at the door.
Ooh, lit.
My pop shit.
But
I'm listening. Keep talking.
But right now, for me, I need to make sure it's like not on some like Carter 5 type song. By the way, shout out to Weezy. That is my pops. Like, pretty much if you heard my music, you can definitely hear the Wayne influence. Love Wayne. Definitely shout out to Carter 5. But like the Carter 5 is definitely got a lot of songs on it. And in my opinion, I feel like the Carter 5. Now I gotta go back and.
I love the Carter 5. I feel the Carter 5 was like it was a solid. I give it a 3 out of 5 because he had to come back from something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had to come back from something. And that wasn't the easiest thing to do. You feel me?
Mind you, that joint was done for like 4 years, bro. Carter 5 was done for 4 years. Why would they do that to my mans like that? If I was Barrett, man, go do that to Wayne. That's supposed to be his son. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna do this to somebody you kissed on the lips? You feel me?
You said it was done for 4 years.
It was done for 4 years. Remember Believe Me with him and Drake?
Right. Believe me, yes.
And that song Crazy. I ain't crazy.
Yeah, I love that song.
All of my niggas chaotic. That song was done in 2014. That was on the Carter 5. Those 2 songs
took 'em
were
off.
on the Carter 5.
Okay.
So it was like, in my opinion.
Sorry about that, y'all. You know, duty calls. Real life, that is. But
I think the Carter 5, in my opinion, it loses some of the oomph. Like after like their first 6 tracks. Now, mind you, matter of fact, up until
before
like 2 tracks have the Mona Lisa.
Before you say that, the reason I gave Wayne a pass for the amount of tracks, is because if you look at all his other Carters before that, they average between 18 to 23 tracks. So I was like, okay, he keeping consistent with the Carter essence. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I can give you a pass for that, Wayne. And he a legend. Wayne get a pass for me any day.
Yeah, Wayne, like that's my favorite rapper.
Word.
It goes.
I can hear that in your music.
Definitely Wayne and Kendrick. And then Trigger, because Trey Songz, like being a Trey Songz fan got me pussy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would never forget you for that, Trey. But yeah, after Mona Lisa, not the songs. I'm not saying they're bad, because I don't really think anything Lil Wayne does is bad.
I just think a lot of stuff do.
Yeah, it's like the people that say Lil Wayne's getting corny out of it. I just think you don't understand him. Like you gotta understand, like the man don't write nothing. So everything that comes out his mouth is just gold to me, because the fact that, like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't go into the studio and record everything in one take. But I feel like, you know what I mean, boom, 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 do 4 bars, alright, stop.
Chill.
Alright, ready. Boom, boom, do another 8 bars. So you gotta understand, everything coming out his head is just, it's so organic. And like, remember how you saying, like, telling the story about losing the color? Yeah. I think, like, one of the one of the hardest things, I'm not gonna say hard, one of the most challenging things, and what pays off the most, in my opinion, as an artist, is when you got something in your head, something beautiful, something vivid, something bright, and you can make it go from your head to your mouth as words without losing that color. You know, doing any type of art.
Because Wayne is a colorful rapper. Like he paint a picture.
Bro, the things he said, and it helps me because I'm not saying that I steal Lil Wayne's like
he inspires you.
but he inspires the hell out of me. So it's like I peep what he does, and it helps to make my music better. Like even with Kendrick, the way he flows around things, and even how he started like the way Kendrick's like soulful essence kind of inspired how I'm doing my first tape. By the way, let me just throw this out there. My first tape is going to be a love story.
Good.
But in the way that Deadpool is a love story. You see Deadpool?
Yeah.
So it's like a fucked up love story in a sense. And it's not a love story unless you know what a love story is. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you're watching Deadpool, you think it's a superhero movie. What is a love story?
It's a fucked up love story.
It's a fucked up love story. And like I'm all about the fucked up shit. I don't know, like I hate normal. I think weird is the new norm.
You know what's so funny you say that? It took me a while to just grow into myself. When I say that, I mean is to be comfortable with who I am, and just to be ultimately comfortable with the shit I like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like
there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with feeling like that too. And you know why? It's the world around us. And you know what? Like society usually shuns those who are different because they get uncomfortable when they're uncomfortable. You know what I mean? When something, you know, I feel like you said, like I had to get comfortable with myself, and I had to get comfortable with what I liked, and I also had to get comfortable with understanding that people, they're not always going to understand me. They're not always going to like me. So I had to really put like a fuck it on my forehead, and a fuck it on my forehead, and a be happy over my chest. You feel me? And like I peeped at the word. See, weird to me is the word different spelled in a weird way. So like, cause like every time somebody says something that's weird, you can really replace it with the word different. You know what I mean? Somebody walks down the street and he got a jacket on, and this fucking jacket got a zipper going down, a zipper going to the shoulder, and a zipper going to his fucking around the back. Like that jacket is weird as fuck.
Yeah,
it's different.
You know what I started doing? I started calling, instead of calling shit weird, I started saying, you know, that's strange. That's interesting.
Like it's interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause we gotta take that. I feel like as a society. I mean, for real, fuck everybody. Because at the end of the day, I mean, fuck everybody like that. But like, for the people that don't accept the weird shit, that's okay because it gives us the opportunity to shine, to stand out.
Yeah.
Like when so I went to a baby shower, right? Now mind you,
I gotta feel this story will take a left.
I went to a baby shower. And this is another reason why I don't need to have kids. Cause like I didn't even know what to get the baby. I almost forgot that you gotta bring gifts to a baby shower. But,
you can never go wrong with Pampers.
Right, that's what I thought. But I was trying to get Pampers for the baby.
Once. Happiness is defined by what you want, what satisfies you, what gives you fulfillment. You feel me? It's no reason for us to constantly try to fit this mold, this cookie cutter society, you know, because we live in dark times right now.
Hell yeah.
And you know, happiness is in short supply. You know, I see so many miserable people on a daily basis just where I work, and not even where I work, but you know, the people that constantly come through my office where I work at. I guess you say clients or whatever. And I just see so many miserable faces, so many
draining.
It literally drains your soul, and it's so hard to not let it rub off on you, bro. It's literally like slime sometimes.
Yeah, it's like as an energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in energy. I'm a firm believer.
Cannot be created, destroyed. It's transferred. saying?
Facts.
I think especially after this summer, and I wouldn't sometimes I don't like talking about it because somebody pointed out to me like it might entice somebody to take part in what I take part in, but whenever I share something, it's never to entice. I don't think anybody should do things that they shouldn't do. But
always do something because you wanted to do it.
Yeah, because you want to do it, but
like in college, I tried things. You know what I mean?
It was because you wanted to do it.
It was
Not
because
somebody was like, "Hey, take this," and it wasn't because you looked at somebody doing it and it was like, "Whoa, he looked like he's enjoying it." Let me.
Yeah. I was like, "Fucking, I'm in college. Let me, like, what's the worst that can happen?"
You know what I'm saying?
You know, but I realized that weed is my vice.
Yeah. Well, like when I started, playing around with Lucy, it's a really conscious substance. Like, you ever seen Limitless?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Limitless to me. The Limitless pill. And one thing that happens when you chill with Lucy is you get an ego death. So like your ego is fucking gone. And when I say ego, it's not like the conceited part of you or the cocky part, not like ego, like your personality, like the human inside of you that basically stops you from being like a robot, just a regular drone human walking around. So like once that happened, right, for the first time, I was walking home and I was like, wow, like a lot of the stuff in my life that I think is a problem is so fucking minute. It's so minuscule, and I pander on it and I let it soak in so much
Perspective.
and I'm just like, and ever since I took that, it was like it's like a long-term effect, like a mental effect, because I was able to keep a mental note, like, is this really a problem or am I making it a problem? Like 90% of the time, when we look back at our problems, they are not problems at all. Especially when we compare our problems to other motherfucking problems. Like usually when I got a problem, I try to compare my problems to other people's problems to make myself better. Like I don't know, something like